That's
Mom.
These are security guards that said
Mom,
no Super
I
Bowl.
don't care.
They won't get nobody a bag.
Good morning. I'm getting ready to start my day. Listen, something happened last night. Apparently, I said a couple of things that people either agreed with or vehemently disagreed with. So I want to talk about it. First, I want to talk about the young girl, the young ladies at the Plano Super Bowl. Now, first of all, I want to thank people for their respectability, because we can agree to disagree, but do it respectfully. So for the most part, people who had, expressed their dissent, they were very respectful, and I appreciate that, because we see things differently. But I want to address some comments really quickly. The first one being from Blueberry 12. Your respectability politics will not save you. He called that girl a roach. He clearly hates black women. He would hate you too. Older black women like you are very sad, still seeking male acceptance at the expense of your own daughters. I'm sorry, I'm going to disagree with that. What does politics have to do with acting like you have some home training? Have we ever considered the fact? Now listen, y'all never heard me agree with what they did. I said it was excessive. I said the language and the aggression was excessive. But have you ever considered the fact that if those young ladies if they were asked to leave and did leave when they were asked to, maybe none of this would have happened. And shout out to UTC, can't even find a right in what you're saying, sprayed with mace. No, ma'am. Ma'am, they are professionals. No way this is acceptable. It's like a teacher treating students the same way. I'm just going to disagree with that as well. No, they shouldn't have sprayed her with mace. No, they shouldn't have talked to her like that. And yes, they were unprofessional. But like I said, if you come into something and you realize, okay, these are some fools, I'm leaving. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. If my daughter would have found herself in that situation, what I would have expected her to do was call me and let me handle it. Kids will be kids, and I totally understand when you say stay in a child's place, and there's some grace, but their behavior was unacceptable. I agree. And again, if you dealing with some fools, and you ain't up for the challenge, you might want to exit stage left. I don't. Josie or Joshi or something said, 13 says, I don't know. You might need to do your due diligence before possible making yourself look bad. This place has a history of harassing the patrons to online reviews. Maybe you should wait for the facts. Secondly, by little girl, I think they were referring to her physical size. Nonetheless, I see your point. But if the facts come out stating that there was no wrongdoing, then this video will not age well. Just say, okay, listen, check this out. I offer my opinion based on what I saw, just like y'all did. Just like y'all did. I offered my opinion based on what I saw. We offered our opinions based on what we saw of Carlee Russell, and many of us were wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. See, that's one thing about me. I admit when I'm wrong. Some of y'all have a problem with that. And if this place has a history of antagonizing and harassing their patrons, then why are you going? Why are you going? And to you, Rob Banga, you look like an old ass abused woman. Anyway, I don't give a damn what you think I look like. My husband likes it. And yes, I was abused, and I've actually talked about that on my show. Your point, what I said is true. Like I said, if the young ladies was encountering some foolishness, call mama, call daddy. They both came up there the next day. I'm not going to argue with a grown man. And her physical size. If you know that you cannot fight somebody, that exit stage left. Now, you're not going to hear me say what those men did were right. It was vulgar. It was repulsive. It was all that. Disgusting. It was all that. But my question is, would they have even encountered any of it if they would have left? And here's the problem. As I get ready to start my day, as many comments and points of view like this is what I see in the workplace from younger folk. You think you have a right when someone tries to correct you to say, no, I'm not doing it. Then you get your behind out. You don't work here. That's the problem. I don't condone bosses and managers being disrespectful to their staff, and I don't endorse staff being disrespectful and unprofessional to their leaders. I see it every day. And comments like this and the cajoling like this and excuse making like this is why we're seeing what we're seeing in the workplace, because everybody's not going to be an entrepreneur. Some people don't have to have regular jobs and work with people like me. Because fortunately, I've been in the game for a minute, and those who worked for me knew I was hard, but I was fair, and I loved them. Because many of them, almost 20 years later, still keep in contact with me, but they know I had rules. You're not going to disrespect me. If you don't have to like me, you don't have to respect me, but you will respect my position. They didn't respect the position. And unlike y'all, most of us grew up in a time that people have a right not to serve you. People have a right to ask you to leave their establishment. They have a right to do that. And it has nothing to do with sacrificing my child for our children, for our daughters, for men. That's dumb. It's about acting like you have some damn sense. That's what it's about. Because here's the same thing. The same young ladies, the same people putting these comments will want somebody to treat them with respect, but then got a problem giving it. I'm sorry. That's a no bueno. So again, for the most part, everyone's except Rob Banger, the anonymous individual who all he got to say is I look like a abused woman. If you saying that I'm always supposed to be an insult, I'm not. It's not an insult to me. Because see, I've lived my life and I have a good one. Hopefully you're as lucky. Have a good one. Oh, and another thing. I think I may have said that, but I'm going to say it again. Sometimes people do things to incite you, so they have a reason to do what they want to do anyway. Sometimes it's better to not to react, but respond accordingly. Sometimes people come and step into you, especially black ones, black men, black women. I'm just keeping it 1,000. They expect us to act a certain way. Sometimes white people, sometimes our own, like we saw in this video. Why you give them what they expect? Why you give them what you expect? Had anybody considered if the manager said, well, yes, sir, and just left? Nobody considered that.